guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm with Adamo to preview the second match of the Serie A season as Milan will be facing Empoli tomorrow night at the San Siro. 8:45 p.m. Italian time is the kickoff. AC Milan, of course, very disappointing week last week as they lost 2-0 against Fiorentina in the opening Serie A fixture, and this time they would want to turn their things around as they will be facing a team like Empoli that also lost their first match against Chievo, 3-1 that is. So expectations are for Milan that they should get their first win of the season at the San Siro. However, you know how Milan is, things can just turn around very quickly and get improbable results. Now, last year, we actually tied both fixtures against Empoli, and it wasn't the best of matches. Therefore, hopefully this time around, we will get the win. Now, Adamo, of course, our expectations, as I mentioned, are higher than what we saw last week. What do you expect going into this match for Milan?
Well, Milan should definitely be dominating Empoli because they're very, very much so weak inside, losing a lot of key players, losing Sadi. I could definitely see them going to Serie B if they don't strengthen in the coming days in the transfer window in the last minutes. Milan are definitely, it's still Empoli. They still have some quality players. So you're going to have to definitely, watch what you're doing. It's not going to be like a friendly match. But still, we should be able to beat Empoli, especially if Chievo Verona are beating them 3-1, the Flying Donkeys. We should be scoring like 6-7 goals. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully Milan don't concede any, and hopefully the game goes well.
Yeah, definitely. It will be nice to finally get a clean sheet at home for our first opening match at the San Siro. But speaking about Empoli, you made a good point there regarding players that left. They actually lost Rugani, Simone Verdi, their keeper Luigi Sepe, all with their loans expiring at the end of the season, along with Valdifiori and their coach Sarri moving to Napoli. Of course, the only, or maybe if you want to call it the best player that remains in Empoli, is of course Ricky Saponara, which actually got a goal for Empoli last week against the Flying Donkeys, as Adamo mentioned. But he will be looking to repeat himself against Milan at the San Siro. Now let's speak a bit about the new arrivals coming into Milan this week, Balotelli and Kučka. Now both are expected to be called up by Mihajlović, as he mentioned in his press conference this morning. Now Balotelli might even get a few minutes, even though Mihajlović insists that he's not match fitness ready as of yet. And he also mentioned that he could play as a trequartista, maybe replacing Ondas at some point during the match. What do you think about it? Do you think he could come in tomorrow and maybe show a few glimpses of what he could make at Milan this season?
Well, it would definitely be good to see, even though he's not match fit, even, in the later stages of the game. He could definitely make an impact, like you said, coming on with trequartista for Honda or something of that sort, maybe for Luis Adriano or even Carlos Bacca, I guess, if they're not having a good game. But, even if we're winning the match, I think we should bring him in, kind of integrate him into the team. But, if we need somebody to kind of make that impact, I think he's the guy you look to, especially now that he's fired up, just coming to Milan, wants to make a good first impression of this new man that he's trying to turn out to be. So hopefully that's the case, and hopefully he does well, and Milan could take advantage.
For sure, for sure. Now, you made some points, some very good points in your past video there talking about Balotelli. So if you guys haven't checked that out yet, make sure to check it out at the end of this video. Now, let's speak a bit the probable starting 11 against Empoli. Not many changes to be exact. Pretty similar lineup to the one that we saw against Perugia and Fiorentina. But let's take a look at it as Diego Lopez is expected to start in net once again. De Sciglio on the right, Zapata being the only replacement really in this starting 11, as he will be replacing Rodrigo Eli, suspended for a double yellow card that he received against Fiorentina. Romagnoli once again expected to start in the middle, and Antonelli on the left. That sums up the defense. As for the midfield, we got De Jong starting once again in the middle with Bertolacci on the right, Bonaventura on the left. Onda trequartista, and Baca Luis Adriano up front. As I said, very similar lineup to the one we saw against Fiorentina. Not the same opponent, however, as Empoli is, of course, weaker altogether. So do you think, overall, Adamo, this lineup, this starting 11, could get the job done tomorrow night?
Well, that should definitely be the case. We should be able to, take advantage of this weakened Empoli side, as well as a strengthened Milan side. And hopefully that is the case, and Milan do take advantage. Because if we don't, it'll be very, very sad to see Milan lose another game at the start of the season. Hopefully we don't repeat past seasons where we've had horrible starts pressuring us to have to do good later on if we want to make Europe, which, in the past that wasn't the case, and we kind of fell out. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and Milan do actually make Europe this season. And, we're going to have to win these little matches. Teams like Empoli, teams like Chievo, those are the teams that top teams fail to beat and, separates them. So hopefully we can beat teams like Empoli and, Milan can go forward to make those Champions League spots.
Yeah, definitely can't afford to lose more points. I mean, you got some of the top sides already losing points last week. You're going to kind of have to take advantage of the situation. There's other top clubs that are going to lose points this week as well. You got the Juventus Roma match. Someone's going to lose points there. Milan's got to take advantage of the situation. And like you mentioned, Adamo, they got to beat these weaker sides, which last year we lost way too many points against them, drawing games, even losing most of them, which is absolutely sad to even hear. But this time around, Milan's got to win these matches. Most importantly, the top sides are the ones that usually beat all the bottom sides, because versus the top teams, you can get one of those matches that you're going to do well. You could even afford losing some. Not afford, but what I mean is, it's okay if you lose it because it's understandable. What's not understandable is you losing points against the weaker sides, and that being the reason why you didn't make Europe. But hopefully we'll see a good Milan tomorrow. Now let me know what you guys think about the starting 11. Do you guys would you guys like to make any changes to that starting 11? Do you think anyone else should come in instead? Maybe some changes in the midfield, maybe someone else overall in defense. Are you confident with Zapata? Of course, Maxes not being able to play in the back as he's still injured, so our options are kind of limited against unless you want Zaccardo in the back, but I doubt it. So let me know, guys. Let me know your predictions as well in the comments section below. We'll be glad to hear them and see what you guys think of this starting 11 and overall. So thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything AC Milan on a daily basis, as we update you with the latest transfer news, rumors, match previews, reviews, fan reactions. We got it all here on Rossoneri TV. This has been Gio and Adamo signing off, and as usual, Forza Milan. I just don't see Kushka being the player that will bring the quality to this midfield to fix our problem.